The moon hung low in the sky, casting a silver trail across the inky ocean. I stood alone on the deserted beach, the sound of waves crashing in the distance like a sinister lullaby. The salty breeze carried a foreboding chill, and I shivered despite the warmth of my jacket. As I gazed out at the dark expanse, a sense of unease crept over me. The ocean had always held a mysterious allure, but tonight it felt different, ominous. I took a cautious step closer to the water's edge, my bare feet sinking into the cold, wet sand. A strange, guttural sound echoed from beneath the waves, like an otherworldly moan. My heart raced as I strained my eyes to peer into the darkness. There, amidst the rolling waves, something unnatural lurked. A colossal, shadowy form emerged, its size incomprehensible, its presence malevolent. Fear seized me as I stumbled back, my breath catching in my throat. The creature's eyes, luminescent orbs the color of abyssal depths, fixed upon me with a predatory hunger. I was paralyzed, a helpless witness to the horrors of the deep. With a deafening roar, the monstrous entity breached the surface, revealing a grotesque amalgamation of tentacles and jagged teeth. I screamed, but my cries were swallowed by the relentless fury of the sea. The creature reached out with its writhing appendages, each movement a grotesque ballet of impending doom. I could feel the icy tendrils of its grasp closing in, the world fading to black as I was dragged beneath the waves, into the heart of the ocean's abyss. To this day, they say I vanished without a trace, lost to the enigmatic depths. But those who know the truth, those who have heard my story, they understand the terror that resides within the ocean's depths, waiting patiently for its next unsuspecting victim. The ocean, a vast expanse of untamed power, held secrets beyond human comprehension. I found myself on a small fishing boat, far from shore, surrounded by the infinite blue. The sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky with hues of crimson and gold. But there was no beauty in this moment. As night descended, an eerie fog crept over the water, obscuring our surroundings. The boat's engines sputtered to a halt, leaving us adrift in a sea of uncertainty. Panic clung to the air as we fumbled with flashlights, searching for the cause of our predicament. Then, a chilling whisper emerged from the depths, a haunting melody that seemed to beckon us into the abyss. We strained our ears, trying to make sense of the words, but they were an otherworldly tongue. Fear gnawed at our souls. Out of the fog, a spectral ship materialized, its tattered sails billowing in the ghostly breeze. A ship long lost to the annals of time, its time-worn wood creaking with the weight of centuries. The crew, or what remained of them, were wraith-like figures, their eyes hollow and their faces contorted with anguish. They moved with an eerie synchronicity, their ghostly hands reaching out towards us, pleading for release from their cursed existence. The whispers grew louder, more desperate, filling our minds with a maddening cacophony. In a moment of terror-stricken resolve, we turned to flee, but the spectral ship was upon us. A cold, clammy hand gripped my shoulder, and I was yanked towards the abyss. Desperation clawed at my heart as I tumbled into the frigid depths, surrounded by the anguished souls of those who had met a similar fate. As the darkness consumed me, I realized that the ocean's depths held not only the beauty of the unknown, but also the horrors that lurked in its unfathomable depths. I had always been drawn to the sea, its vastness and mystery captivating my soul. But one fateful night, my love for the ocean turned into a nightmare I could never forget. I was aboard a cruise ship, far from land, when a storm of unparalleled fury descended upon us. The tempest raged with an intensity that defied reason, the waves rising like colossal mountains, crashing against the vessel as if determined to drag it into the abyss. Fear clutched my heart as I clung to the railing, drenched by the icy rain. Lightning illuminated the chaos, revealing a horrifying sight. The ocean itself seemed alive, waves taking on grotesque forms, resembling monstrous leviathans rising from the depths. Amidst the chaos, a deafening roar filled the air, drowning out the terrified screams of passengers. I gazed down at the churning waters, my eyes widening in disbelief. A colossal eye, the size of a building, stared back at me, its malevolent gaze sending shivers down my spine. The ship groaned and buckled, as if in the grip of some unseen force. Desperation surged within me as I realized the ocean itself had become our adversary. In that moment, the sea swallowed the ship whole, plunging us into its unforgiving depths. As darkness closed in, I found myself surrounded by the remains of the ship, the muffled cries of fellow passengers echoing in the murky water. Panic set in, but there was no escape, no respite from the relentless pressure of the abyss. In the suffocating depths, I understood the true terror of the ocean. It was not just a realm of beauty and wonder, it was a merciless, unfeeling force that could devour all in its path. As I sank into the abyss, I knew that the ocean's secrets were far more horrifying than I had ever imagined. The sun dipped below the horizon, casting a blood-red hue across the tranquil ocean. My friends and I had embarked on a sailing adventure, eager for the thrill of the open water. But what awaited us that evening was beyond our wildest nightmares. As darkness fell, an ominous fog rolled in, swallowing the boat in an eerie shroud. The air grew thick with an unnatural cold, and an unsettling silence enveloped us. Our once cheerful chatter turned into hushed whispers, as if we feared disturbing some unseen malevolence. Then, a faint, ghostly glow emerged from the depths. It danced on the water's surface, drawing us in like moths to a flame. Hypnotized, we leaned over the edge, our reflections distorted in the shifting light. It was beautiful, but there was something undeniably sinister about it. The glow intensified, revealing its source, a grotesque array of bioluminescent creatures, their bodies contorted into nightmarish forms. They swarmed the boat, their unearthly, unblinking eyes fixated on us. Panic set in as they began to climb aboard, their cold, gelatinous bodies oozing with a dreadful ichor. We fought desperately to repel the invaders, but their numbers were overwhelming. Their touch brought searing pain, as if we were being devoured from the inside. One by one, my friends succumbed to their relentless assault, their agonicide screams echoing into the abyss. In a final act of desperation, I leaped overboard, hoping the icy water would provide refuge. But as I sank beneath the surface, I realized the horror was not confined to the boat. The ocean itself had become a living nightmare, teeming with monstrous, otherworldly creatures that hungered for flesh. As I descended into the frigid depths, I knew there was no escape from the ocean's grasp. It was a realm of beauty and terror, where the line between the living and the unimaginable blurred, and where I would become just another victim of its insatiable hunger. I'll never forget that night at sea. The moonlight painted a shimmering path on the water, and the gentle sway of the boat lulled me into a false sense of security. But what unfolded was a nightmare that haunts my every waking moment. A sudden storm descended upon us, fierce and merciless. The once calm waves grew into towering walls of water, crashing down upon our vessel. Panic erupted as we battled to keep the boat afloat, but it was a losing battle. In the chaos, a deafening sound emerged, a haunting, mournful melody that sent shivers down my spine. I scanned the tempest, my eyes wide with terror, and that's when I saw her, the Siren, perched on a jagged rock formation amidst the roiling waves. Her beauty was ethereal, her voice intoxicating, but her eyes were pools of darkness, devoid of all humanity. The crew was entranced, drawn to her against their will. They leaped into the raging sea, seeking to reach her, oblivious to the imminent danger. Desperation clawed at my chest as I watched them vanish beneath the churning waters, their voices joining the mournful chorus of the siren. In that moment, I understood the horror of the ocean's depths. a place where beauty concealed treachery, and where the allure of the unknown could lead to a watery grave. With every ounce of strength, I fought against the enchantment, steering the boat away from the Siren's deadly song. The storm eventually abated, leaving me battered but alive. As I sailed away from that cursed rock, I couldn't shake the feeling that the ocean held countless secrets, both alluring and terrifying. It was a realm where reality merged with the supernatural, and where the line between life and death blurred with every crashing wave.